The guy I rolled with was as strong as a bear. I gave it my best to make sure he gave it his best. I wanted to convey to the audience my experience, the complexity of what's going on, your offensive plan, your defensive reactions. Things might not work out. Two coaches, barking orders, being in pain and out of breath. So follow all of that with my commentary. Just gives you a glimpse of the madness I signed up for in this tournament. I'm in the red shorts. My strategy was to stay high in the beginning, trying to avoid a guillotine from a leg pick. Anaconda choke and Kimura is what works for me in NoGi. I stayed on top, so I got a point. But here, all I'm trying to do is just not fall down, trying to get my leg out, but he is keeping me off balance, and I can't reestablish my balance even though I got coaches barking orders at me, and we fall. He gets me into an ankle submission. You guys have no idea how much this hurt. All I could think was, don't scream and don't tap this early in the match. And I was so happy to get my leg out. I figured, legs out, I'm up, he's down, jump on him. That didn't quite work out for me, did it? I recognized the back take and quickly defended against the rear naked choke. Now, I don't know if this is where the video gets boring or exciting, because what you don't see is neither of us moving, but he's pulling with all his strength, and I'm defending with all of my strength, and it's just like a tug of war. I defended one hook for a second, but he gets his other hook in. Then I'm just thinking, put my head to the back of the mat, put my head to the back of the mat. Trust me, he's thinking, choke this guy, and I'm trying to not get choked. I can hear the coach saying, go to your side, and that's exactly what I'm trying to do, easier said than done. I am holding his hands back from trying to choke me, and I'm trying to pull one of his arms over my head so he can't choke me. And as soon as I get one of his arms over my head, I go back to put the back of my head on the ground so I can't get choked. I managed to get out of a really bad position into a bad position, so now I'm just trying to defend the mount. His position feels like he can go for an arm bar, so I'm stretching his arms out so he can't take my arm over to his side. Whatever the coach is yelling probably makes sense, but I got a back take, an arm bar, a mount, and I got to shrimp out and face him all at the same time. Again, easier said than done. He's a strong dude. I promise you that when you don't see any movement, he's pulling at me with all of his strength, and I'm pulling back with all of my strength. Now he's positioned perfectly to pull me into an arm bar. If I'm not really careful, I'm gonna get my arm ripped off. I know my back shouldn't be facing him. I know I gotta roll back, but he's still holding on to my arm really tight. Opportunity, twist. You guys can't really see it from this angle, but I get a deep underhook. I get a C-clamp grip onto that underhook, put my forearm under his chest, and then roll him over. It's the only good thing I did in this whole match. I think I can finally start working. I got out of a real bad situation to a bad situation, and now I'm finally on top, but that doesn't last long. He's holding me down hard to move up. I just want to posture up. I postured up a little too hard and too far back, and I get bumped real quick. Oh, I felt so bad. Back to work in defense. Now I'm in full mount, so let's see if I can muster a way out of here. Who knows? His legs got me hooked really well, really hard. He stretched me out like a frog and was trying to choke me at the same time, so I can't do anything with my hips and my legs, and I'm just trying to defend the choke. At this point, I'm also just fighting exhaustion. I could barely breathe, and I got an almost 200-pound guy sitting on my chest. I don't know exactly when it was, but I knew it was towards the end of the match. He wasn't putting that much pressure on me, and I was just trying to breathe. At some point, I look at the clock, maybe when it's 15 seconds, and I'm like, just don't get tapped, and you did a good job. 5 minutes rolling, I'm proud of myself. You never know when someone lets their guard down. You could take that opportunity, you can tap someone in 5 seconds. So I was just looking for opportunities, seeing if I could pull a rabbit out of a hat. Now that I look at the position, he's got complete control of my head. I ain't going anywhere. I did not have enough energy to pick up my head, let alone walk across the mat. That's why I went kind of slow. Before I forget, thanks to my son for holding the camera and making this video. But what you guys don't know is at this moment, I am thrilled because I felt like I just ran a marathon and survived. We had 5 minutes between rounds and all I was trying to do was catch my breath. I couldn't move my hands or forearms. Thank God my coach Jesse came by and did a deep tissue massage because I was broken. My strategy was simple. Don't let him get too close. Work slowly. Wait for him to make a mistake. I'm sure if I jumped forward first, I would have made a mistake and ended up in a guillotine choke or back onto a mount again. So now I'm just trying to get a good position, trying to get my underhooks in, trying to get some sort of takedown, but I think he takes me down first. If you see me doing something real funny with my elbows, I stick my elbows out because you can't grab them, and it's a habit from Kempo when I was a little kid because you can kind of elbow someone in the face similarly, so it's just a defensive habit. We land again. I'm in a bad position, but I don't feel it's so bad. At least I got my knee shield underneath his hip, so I'm not getting crushed too hard. I have a glimpse of hope just for a split second. His hand is out, his elbow is out. I go for Kimura, but he sticks his elbow right back in, and I miss it. Unfortunately, now he has a better position. This whole time the coach is yelling, get the underhook. The funny part is, I'm trying to get the underhook, but every single time my forearm keeps getting caught underneath his armpit and he just traps it in there. So you can't get an underhook when someone is blocking the underhook.
Get your arms on the other side of his body. And then you're going to have to triangle his leg there so he doesn't pass.
Yeah. Trust me, I'm trying not to get mounted, so my back is there. I know it's not supposed to be, but I'm in a bad position. I'm trying not to get into a worse position.
You might take back. He has hook on his left leg.
I'm doing two things here. I'm trying to defend the choke and I'm trying to get my knees back under me so I can move. But I got a guy who's pulling hard and sitting on my hips. It's not easy. When he got his leg hooked in, I knew he was in a dominant position. So again, I'm just fighting for survival here. And as soon as we spin over, he gets me in a body triangle and it felt like the air just got knocked out of me. I go to take a breath, but there's nothing filling my lungs. It's like I just stopped breathing. I've applied a leg triangle to someone during training just to establish position and a grip, but I've never felt anything like this. It's just like all the air left your body and you can't get any more in. It wasn't painful. I just could not take a breath, so I tapped. I was so happy to have this experience that really pushed me to my limits and allowed me to see what those limits were. And congratulations to Justin.
Good job, guys.